Dollar Tree has so many glass vases that you can use to decorate your home on a budget, and they are perfect to do some really good DIYs with them. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 15 ideas that you have to try with these glass vases from Dollar Tree.
Project, I'm going to be using these glass cylinder vase that I get from Dollar Tree, and I really like this vase to make so many projects. And another thing that I'm going to be using is rope. I'm going to use this nautical rope, and I'm going to basically unroll the rope because it's super thick and I need it to be a little bit thinner. So I'm going to unroll the rope, and then I'm going to start sticking that rope from the bottom of my glass vase. I'm going to cover my vase about 1/3 of the length of my vase, just a small part because I want the other part to have another color. Once I cover this part of my vase, I'm going to be using this other nautical rope from Dollar Tree. Again, it's super thick, so I'm going to unroll the rope, and I'm going to start sticking that thin rope until I cover my whole vase. And to stick all the ropes, I'm going to be using hot glue. Once I was done covering my vase with rope, this is how it's going to look, and I really like it, but I think it needs something else, so I'm going to be using this faux leather ribbon that I get from Dollar Tree. I love the color. So yeah, I just cut 2 small pieces, and I'm going to be sticking those ribbon pieces on each side of my vase, and these are going to look like small handles, and it's going to add more texture and a cute little touch to my vase. Once I put the 2 small pieces of ribbon, this is how the vase is going to look, and I really like it. I'm going to be adding a small detail to the pieces of ribbon that I stick. I'm going to be using these drawing pins, and I'm going to cut the tip that has, and then I'm going to be sticking that to each end of the ribbon that I put, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. This is going to add just a small detail, but I think it looks amazing, and it gives it a high-end look. And guys, once I was done, I put a plant inside of my vase, and this is how my project turned out. I really like it, and it has a high-end look. I think it looks so expensive, but it was on a budget, so happy how it turned out. To make a ginger jar vase. I just love these jars, but they are quite expensive, so I decided to make one using this Dollar Tree glass jar. For the lid that this ginger jar needs, I'm going to be using this small glass bowl that comes in a set of 4 in Dollar Tree. You can find this at Dollar Tree, and it fits perfectly as a lid for this jar. And for the final touch, you need something to get the lid, like a handle. So for that, I decided to use this wooden cap that I have in my house, and I glue it with hot glue, but you can use whatever that you have at home that looks like a handle for this ginger jar. From there, I'm going to be painting everything with my spray paint in white color, and then let it dry very, very well. You can leave your ginger jar only white color if you like it, or you can add designs or texture to it. I'm going to be using this blue tape, and I'm going to put it around the glass jar, forming a straight line around it. I will paint the bottom part with my Waverly wax in antique color and then let it dry very well. This wax is going to give it a wood textured look, and it looks really cute. And once it is dry, you can remove the tape. Guys, after having painted the lid white, I just realized that the wooden cap will maybe look better with the wax, the same color that I painted the bottom part of the jar. So I just removed the lid, I painted, and then stick it again with hot glue. To give it more color and design to this jar, I'm going to cut several thin lines of black vinyl with my paper trimmer. Just in case, I will leave you the link of my paper trimmer in the video description of where you can get it. I'm going to stick that vinyl between the white color and the wood texture wax that I paint in my jar. Then I'm going to add another line a little bit thinner on the top of that one just to give it more design, and another one on the edge of the lid of our ginger jar. Once finished, this will be the result, and I just love it. I try to give it like a modern look, and I just love how it looks. But if you like, you can give it more like a vintage or farmhouse look, and you can make these for a fraction of the price of what these normally ginger jar cost. There are products in the bathroom that you probably use every day and you need to have them visible, but you want them to look good in your bathroom. So now I'm going to show you how you can do that in an easy and inexpensive way. This time I'm going to be using these coasters. I get them from IKEA. They cost about $2 and come two in a package. I'm also going to be using this cylinder glass vase that you can get from Dollar Tree. And it's perfect because you can put these cylinder glass vase on top of these coasters and it fits perfectly. So I was so happy about that. And I'm going to be putting one on the bottom with hot glue and one on the top for the lid. And for the lid, you can also add a wooden cap. I stain this one to make sure that the color match a little bit better, and I'm going to stick that on the lid. Next, I decided to add a vase to these to make it look a little bit taller. So for that, I'm going to be using this candle holder. I get these from Amazon. It comes 4 in a package, and in the description box you can find the link for these candle holders. I'm going to stick everything with hot glue, and then I'm going to be creating my decal. On this vase that I just did, I'm going to add the decal that says bath salt, and then I'm going to be adding some bath salt that I got from Dollar Tree. I just have to add the lid, and this is how it turned out. Then I decided to create 2 more vases. So I decided to use more of these coasters, add a wooden cap on top to create a really nice lid. Then I'm going to be using these 2 vases or containers from Dollar Tree. They are made of glass. I just have to add the decals on each of the vases, and then I put the product inside and put the lid on top. Once I was done, this is how these turned out. I add all of these DIYs on a tray, and I think it looks amazing. I'm so happy because I finally can have these organized on my bathroom. It looks beautiful, and I really love all of the textures that it has and how budget friendly it was to make. For this project, I'm going to be using this cylinder vase that I get from Dollar Tree, and I always love to use these. I love the shape it has. It's perfect to DIY, and the first thing I did was to paint it using my ultra matte spray paint in white color, and then I let it dry. Once this vase is dry, this is how it's going to be looking, and I want to add a design on it. So in order to do that and make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to be using this super thin tape, and I'm going to be creating first like lines all over my vase, and it's super easy. This is going to stick very well on your vase, and I used to use this tape on a few walls on my home to make like a faux shiplap look, and it works amazing, and it works so good for so many projects. And of course you can find the link in the description box of this product. I highly recommend these. It's super cheap, and it comes with a lot of tape, so you can use that to make the lines. You can maybe use markers or paint to draw your lines and make a super cool and unique design on your vase, but I think that using this tape is going to be so much easier. So basically what I did was to create like a square pattern all over my vase, and this is how it looks, and I really like it. So now I'm going to add a nice touch of texture on the bottom of the vase using this faux leather ribbon that I get from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut 2 small pieces and stick them with hot glue on the bottom of the vase. Once I was done with my project, this is how it's going to look. I add a stem of eucalyptus. You can add maybe flowers if you want, or any greenery that you have and you like. And this is how your vase is going to look, and I really like it. It's going to pop out a really nice touch of pattern on any space. For this project, I'm going to be using this Jardine vase that you can get from Dollar Tree, and they have 2 that looks very similar, but this is the one that I'm going to be using because I think that it works the best for this project. And I'm also going to be using the sprinkler. Now you can get a few of these on Dollar Tree for the summertime, and they are so cool. And actually from this one, I'm going to be removing the lid that it has. I'm going to remove the screw, and I'm going to take that top part. Then I want to add like a small wooden cap on the top to kind of like give it a finished look to this piece. So I stick this wooden piece. You can get this from Walmart or Amazon. And what I'm going to be doing is creating a ginger jar with these 2 pieces. Now to give it the final look, I'm going to spray paint these outside, and for that I'm going to be using this warm caramel color, and I'm going to spray paint these outside, and then I'm going to let it dry. Once they are dry, this is how my 2 pieces look. Now you can add maybe some stickers. You can add maybe rope or something like that, or maybe like a sticker to create a pattern. Normally these ginger jars has always like some kind of pattern, or they look like in just one color. So I decided to leave it simple with this color, and this is how my project turned out. It looks exactly like a ginger jar, and it looks so expensive, but it's all on a budget. It cost me less than $2 to make it, and I love how it turned out. You will need a glass vase. This one is from Dollar Tree. Then you can use stickers or marker to write on the glass, or you can use your Cricut if you have, and I wrote the phrase "Good morning." I'm going to put a transfer paper on it, and I'm going to place my decal in the center of my vase. Then it is super easy. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this vase, and just if you want, you can add food coloring to your water. From there, I'm going to use this lantern from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree have 2 sizes, I think. This one is the biggest one, and I'm going to place it on the top of this glass vase. Inside of this planter, you can place stone, moss, soil, whatever you have at home. And finally, I'm going to put a succulent inside the planter. You can put a real planter if you prefer. And that's it. This will be the result of this project. You can write your favorite phrase in this vase. I write good morning. And I love this DIY because I think it has many elements to create a very positive energy. I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree bubble base, and I want to stick a candle holder on it. And Dollar Tree has several options of candle holders. I decided to use this one that is made of glass, and the only thing I'm going to be doing is to stick it on my bubble base with E6000 glue and hot glue to make it stronger and make sure that dries faster. I'm going to be painting everything the same color, and this year for fall I'm going to be using a lot of the copper color. So I bought this spray paint in Amazon and I love the color. It is perfect. So I decided to paint my vase, and guys, in the description box you can find the link of these spray paint. Once it is dry, I decide to put a piece of jute twine on the top from Dollar Tree, just to give it a nice touch. And finally, you can add maybe a candle. I decide to put this piece of eucalyptus garland that I also buy in Amazon, and I have it for a long time. And I love this will be the result, and I really like how simple it was to do, super budget friendly, and it looks with a high-end looking using Dollar Tree items. And I really hope that these easy DIYs ideas help you and inspires you to be creative. I'm going to use this glass vase from Dollar Tree, or you can use any type of vase that you have at home. And I'm going to use jute cord. This one is from Walmart, and I'm going to start measuring the jute cord to be able to cut several pieces of the same size, and they need to be a little bit larger than the length of the vase that you are using. Then I'm going to turn the vase, and I'm going to start gluing each of the jute cord pieces with hot glue to the vase, leaving about like an inch of separation between each one. Once you have that part ready, I'm going to turn the vase, and I'm going to glue the other end of the jute cord on the other end of the vase, but not straight. I'm gonna try to stick them slightly turned in one same direction. Now I'm going to repeat the same step. I'm going to glue the other pieces of jute cord on the bottom of the vase like I did the first time, but I'm going to stick them in the spaces that remain empty. Then I'm going to turn the vase, and I'm going to glue the other end of the jute cord on the other end of the vase on the top side, but they are going to be slightly turned towards the opposite direction of the jute cord that we had already stick. Once you finish, you can cut that extra jute cord that you have on the top of the vase. Now you can glue maybe 1 or 2 pieces of this nautical rope on the top of this vase with hot glue, and that way this is going to give it a really nice touch to the vase, and it's going to look like a finished piece. I decided to put my DIY in this wood tray that I have at home for a long time, and then I'm going to be decorating my top tray with some greenery just to have a more neutral look, but you can also use flowers or whatever you have at home. Finally, you can put a candle inside the vase, and this will be the result of our project. And I love how it looks. I think it can be great to put it on the center of my dining table. For the next project, I will be using this Dollar Tree glass bowl, and it comes in a set of 4. I'm only going to need 1 for this DIY, and I'm also going to be using a piece of Dollar Tree ribbon. I really like this one. It's supposed to be like cream color, but I'm just reusing this one, and I really like it because the unique design it has. And what I'm going to be doing is to paint both pieces with my spray paint in metallic copper color. Once the paint is dry, I will stick this hurricane vase on the top of the glass bowl that must be upside down to make it look like a vase. And to glue these 2 pieces together, I'm going to be using E6000 glue and hot glue. Glue the piece of ribbon with hot glue between the hurricane vase and the glass bowl. This is going to make our lantern look like a little bit better, and that you cannot see like the union of both pieces. You can leave your project like this, or you can add the details. And I'm going to be gluing a piece of like a small stick and also a very small like wooden circle that I have, and I paint both pieces with copper spray paint. And this is going to basically be like a system to turn on your lamp, so you must stick them where the piece of ribbon is. I really hope that makes sense, but just remember, you don't need to do this. This is like an extra, but I think it looks good. Finally, you can put a battery candle if you want, or maybe a real candle, and that will be it, guys. This will be the result of the project, and I love how it looks. I think it is the perfect piece to add in your fall decor. It is simple and easy to make. For this project, I'm gonna be working with this paint. It's my Waverly chalk paint in plaster color. I'm going to put it in a plate, and I'm going to add baking soda, and this is going to add texture to the paint. You can add the amount of baking soda that you want. I'm going to add just a little bit just to add more texture to the paint. Okay, now I'm going to be adding cornmeal to the paint. I know it's a little bit strange, but this is going to add like a sand look. Of course, you can add sand. It's just that this is the only thing that I have at home that looks similar, so I'm going to be using cornmeal, yeah. And then I'm going to add it to the paint, and I'm going to mix everything very well. This is going to add the most amazing texture to the paint. Once the cornmeal and the paint is mixed together, I'm going to be using these glass vase that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start painting my vase with the paint and with that cornmeal to give it color and texture. I'm going to be painting this vase only in one direction. I think that way is a little bit easier, and you need to add 2 paint coats to make sure that this is going to cover your vase well. To dry, this is going to take a little bit, so I'm going to be using my heat tool to dry everything so much faster, and then I'm going to be adding the other coat paint. I'm going to be focusing on those areas where my jar doesn't get any kind of paint or texture, and then I'm going to dry it, and this is how the vase is going to be looking. super cool with a nice texture. Nobody's going to know that this is a vase from Dollar Tree. Then I'm going to add rocks on the bottom to have some weight on it, and you can add any kind of moss that you have at home just to fulfill the vase. I was inspired by one of the pieces that Studio McGee launched, so I'm going to be using these olive branches that I get from Amazon. They are 4 branches. I'm only going to be using 2 or 3 depending on how it looks, and I'm going to be adding these to my vase. And then I'm going to add more Spanish moss or any moss that you have and you like on the top, just to make sure that it's going to look nice and with a high-end look. And guys, this is a very easy DIY, and I really like how it looks. The ones from Studio McGee have a really nice vase with a texture like this one, so I was inspired by that. And with these branches that I get from Amazon, this DIY is on my budget. I still have more of these olive branches so I can use them in other projects, and I use the vase from Dollar Tree, so this project cost me around $13, something like that. So I really love how it turned out and with a high-end look. I'm very happy for that, and I hope that you like it. Going to be using one of these pot belly vase that you can get from Dollar Tree, or maybe any vase that you have at home. And you also need some raffia, and I got this one. I think it's new. I got it from Dollar Tree, and it comes with a lot of raffia, so it is perfect for so many projects. And what I'm going to be doing is like separate all of the raffia, and I'm going to get one piece, and I'm going to start gluing these on my vase. Now I'm going to leave a small space on the top without raffia, and I'm going to start gluing small pieces or like strips of raffia in a diagonal direction. And they're going to look like a little bit turned from one side to the other. Once I have that step ready, I'm going to be doing the same, but I'm going to stick the other pieces of raffia looking to the other direction. Hope that makes sense. They're going to look like so many X's on my vase. Okay, once I stick everything with my hot glue, this is how my vase is going to look. And next I'm going to be using some more raffia. I'm going to get a few pieces, I'm going to stick them on one side with hot glue, and I'm going to start making a braid. I want to make like a really long piece of braid to be able to use it for all my vase. Now that I have my braid ready, I'm going to stick these braid on the top of the vase where all of those raffia pieces are, and this is going to cover all of the mess with the glue that you maybe are going to have. Once I stick the first piece of braid on the top, I'm going to be doing the same but on the bottom of the vase. And this is going to work perfect because it's going to cover all of the mess that you have with the glue. And from there, you want to do the same. You want to have a total of 4 pieces of braid stick on your vase, but this is going to depend on the vase that you are using. Okay, once you're done with the vase, this is how it's going to look, and you can leave it like that, of course, if you want, but I want to make like a picture vase. So for that, I'm going to be using a small piece of rope, of nautical rope, and you are also going to need some wire. And what you want to do is to cover the whole rope with the wire to be able to do like any shape that you want on your rope. Of course, I need to cover these, and for that I'm going to be using some more raffia. I'm just going to get a few pieces and I'm going to add some hot glue, and I'm going to cover this whole piece with the raffia. Once your whole piece is covered with raffia, this is how it's going to look, and it's so cool because you can do so many shapes because of the wire that you added to your rope. Now it's time to stick this on your vase, and I'm just going to stick one side on the top and the other one on the bottom to be able to form a handle for my picture. Okay guys, once I was done, this is how my project turned out. It was so easy to make. It doesn't take me so long to do it, and I think it looks amazing. This is a very trending piece that I saw on Pinterest and in so many web pages, and I made a dupe with Dollar Tree items, and I think it looks amazing and with a high-end look. Going to be using this cylinder glass vase from Dollar Tree. I really want to give it a different look and not see that it is glass. So for that, I'm going to be using contact paper, and this contact paper is from Dollar Tree and it looks like wood texture, and I just love that. And I'm going to measure and cut the piece that I need with my paper trimmer just to make it perfect and straight, and I'm just going to stick it on my whole vase. You need to check the edges of the vase and just make sure that the contact paper is well folded on the edges to make it look nice. From there, I decide to place a piece of this blue tape and just stick it around my base. And I decide to use my Waverly chalk paint in black color, and I just going to paint over the contact paper. To dry the paint in my projects, I always like to use my heat tool, and once it is dry, I can remove the blue tape. You can add more details to your vase if you want. I just left it simple and modern, and I just put this eucalyptus bush from Walmart, and voila, this will be the result. And I just love how easy it was to do and how cute it looks. I will be using this glass vase from Dollar Tree, and the first thing I'm going to be doing is to paint it in white color using my Waverly chalk paint. Just to make it easier and dry faster, I like to use this heat tool that is amazing, and in the description box of this video I'm going to be leaving you the link of this product in case you are interested. And once it's dry, I'm going to give it a second coat of paint, but I'm going to make sure that the brush is a little bit dry to create more texture in my vase. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And I want to have this texture because I want that this vase look like it is made of cement. So I will use this mineral color and I will mix it with water, and then I'm going to apply it to the whole container and then let it dry very well. Then I will use this glass
paint brush marker in white color, and that I get from Dollar Tree. I really like this brush, and with a ruler I will draw straight lines in different directions throughout the vase. It is super easy to make and it's going to look so beautiful. Finally, I'm going to put a tape on the bottom part to paint it in another color like I did in the first project. And I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paints in black or ink color. And yeah, I think these three colors looks great together. Then I decide to put 3 onion grass from Dollar Tree, and first I put Spanish moss to fill the bottom part, and then you can put stones on the top, because that way the onion grass are going to stay in place and it's going to look so nice. Going to be using this decanter vase that I get from Dollar Tree, and I really like the shape of it. And I'm also going to be using this rope that I have at home. You can use the one from Dollar Tree, the nautical rope, but I didn't have enough at home, so I'm just going to be using this one that works amazing too, and I get it from Walmart. And I'm going to be cutting a few pieces in the same size, and then I'm just going to be gluing those in a vertical line on my vase. You want to stick about 15 pieces of rope because you want to make sure that you're going to have sets of 3, so I stick 15 pieces of rope. Then what I'm going to be doing is to start trying to make a braid. I was like so scared about this DIY. At first I had no idea what I was doing, but I just took it easy, and then I just started like figuring out how to make a braid with like 15 pieces of rope. But I think the hardest part is when you start making the braid, then everything is going to be so much easier. But remember guys, if you don't want to make a braid, it's okay, you can do something else. Maybe if you know how to do macrame, you can do that too, and I know that is going to look awesome too. Once I was done with my crazy braid, I'm gonna start sticking the rope on my vase. I need to do these just to make sure that it's not going anywhere, and also because my braid was like too small and I need to make it bigger. So I'm gonna try to like move all the pieces of rope and make my braid a little bit bigger, and that way is going to cover most of my vase. I hope that you can see what I'm doing. Once I stick all the braid into my vase, I'm going to cut the extra rope that I have, and then I'm going to add hot glue just to make sure that everything is going to stick well. And then you maybe can add a piece of rope and stick it on the top where all those ends of ropes are, just to make sure that that part is going to look so much better. Once I was done with my vase, this is how my project turned out. I was so scared about this project, but I think it turned out amazing. I put a small piece of greenery inside to make it look like simple and modern at the same time, and I'm just so happy how this project turned out, and I hope that you like it too.
For this project, I was inspired by this faux flower plant arrangement from the Hearth and Hand collection for fall 2021, and I want to do something a little bit similar using the same colors. So I'm going to be using this bubble vase from Dollar Tree. I'm reusing this one. That is why it is black, but normally this is just clear, it's glass. And I'm also going to be using some paint. I'm going to be using my Waverly chalk paint in pumpkin color and hazelnut color, and I'm going to be mixing both to have the perfect neutral tone. Once I mix this, I'm going to start painting my bubble vase, and I'm going to give it 2 coats of paint, and you need to let it dry very well between coats. Once I added the 2 coats on my vase, I'm going to be using some of this ink color and a toothbrush, and I really love this technique. I'm going to be creating like so many dots on my vase with the toothbrush. I think it's one of the easiest way to do it, and it turned out amazing. I have been doing these so many times with different type of vases, and I think that I never get enough. I really love how this looks, and it's going to give it a really nice touch, and it also looks pretty similar of the one from Magnolia. Next, I'm going to be adding some stones inside just to give it some weight, and then I'm going to be using this foxtail because it has this pretty like purple tone, the same one as the one from Magnolia. Of course, the flowers are going to be different because I'm doing this my way, but I think it looks pretty good. The color looks pretty similar, and I'm also going to be adding these like dry flower pieces, and then I'm going to be adding some moss inside of the vase just to cover the stones. Once I was done, guys, this is how my project turned out. I think it looks amazing. It's so easy to make, and of course it's on a budget. The one from Magnolia is pretty cheap, but you can always do it yourself if you want, and here is some inspiration. I really hope that you like this DIY and all of the DIYs that I made in today's video. 15 ideas that you have to try with these glass vases from Dollar Tree. And if you like this video, please that big thumbs up. It really helps to support my channel. Make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit the bell to get notified every single time that I'm going to be uploading new videos. Remember to follow me on all my social media pages, DIY by Jazz. I'm going to leave you the link in the description box of this video. Thank you so much for all of the love and support, and see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye, guys.